welcome to the Tourism Western Australia presentation. I'm going to wait a minute or so until more people start joining, and then I'll get started in the next minute or so. Before I kick off the presentation, I just want to say hello. My name is Annabelle Molina. I'm the Trade Marketing Executive for Tourism Western Australia. I joined at the beginning of this year. So I've been able to meet some of you, if any of you attended Oz on Tour or at some of our ASP spotlights. I've been kind of connecting with some of you there, but hoping to meet more of you as the year progresses. So let's have a look. Morning. Yes, great to meet you in Glasgow. Love the shout out there. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to give it probably another 30 more seconds and then we'll kick off the presentation. I hope you've had a good morning filled with Australian knowledge. I'm sure your heads are swimming right now of all the beautiful things that we can offer down under. Okie dokie. So what I might do is I might just get started. Hi, Suzanne. Lovely to see you in Birmingham. Last week, it feels like it's been more than a week. But yeah, in last week, great to see you. Okay, I'm going to get started with the presentation. So welcome to the presentation for Western Australia. I can't wait to dive in and give you a whistle-stop tour. As always, these presentations have to be kind of short and sweet. So I'll do my best to fit in as much information as I can. Do feel free to pop questions in the chat. I can see the chat. It might be that I address questions at the end, but I will endeavor to answer all questions as much as I can. So, I'm going to get started with WA at a glance. So Western Australia, some of you will have seen this map before. Western Australia is a huge state. And as you can see, there is quite a range of offering across the state. So you will see in the images just from that there, you can see camels up in the northwest. You can see kangaroos in the Golden Outback on Lucky Bay. Exmouth is well known for its whale watching, as is the southwest, and the southwest is also well known for its wine region. To travel, it can be quite a long way, and that's if you just kind of travel and you don't stop at all. But if you travel and stop, it can take quite a long time. But it's so full of amazing things to do, and so I'm just going to give you a little bit of a glance at that. So first thing to note, I'm sure you're all aware, Perth is Australia's Western Gateway. It's also, when the direct flight comes back, it is the quickest way to get to Australia from the UK. So whilst I know that the eastern states are really exciting and diverse and wonderful places to visit in Australia, Western Australia is gorgeous. It's got a lot of untouched scenery, amazing wildlife. So it is a great place to start off an itinerary or to end an itinerary. Quarantine-free travel for double vaccinated visitors was implemented from the 3rd of March. So for all your double vaccinated clients, this is definitely a destination on their to-do list. Right, so I'm just going to give you an overview of the places, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and bring in some sustainability into it. I know that for a lot of your clients, it's a big thing at the moment, and flying down under is quite a way, and they want to know how they can make their itinerary more sustainable. So for Perth and Rottnest Island, it is the sunniest capital city in Australia. We've got 19 beaches within 20 minutes of the central business district. This is really just an exciting place to be because you've got the central business district, but you're only a hop away on the ferry to Rottnest Island. It's a car-free paradise. So everything to do on Rottnest Island is cycling or canoeing or just getting really active. So an incredible sustainable place to be. There's a range of day trips all within an hour of the city. So if you want to visit, swim with dolphins, that's possible. If you want to visit Penguin Island and visit the tiniest penguins, that's possible too. So there's so much to do in Perth and its surrounds within just 1 hour of the city. So we've got Australia's southwest. For some reason, my text isn't showing. I don't know whether you guys can see that. Let me just try switching again. Yep, okay, I can see it now. So Australia's southwest, we've got Margaret River, which is a 3-hour road trip from Perth. So just to give you an understanding, when you looked at the map, that was south, and that was the area that had the wine bottle. It's home to 200 wineries producing more than 20% of Australia's prime wine. It's also one of the areas known for its environmentally conscious contributions. So a lot of the operators will think outside of the box. So we've got Eco Adventures, and they offer electric bike tours of Margaret River. So their eco bikes are made in Margaret River. And what they do is they're very much all to do with kind of seeing, for instance, Boreanab Forest, as you can see on the left-hand side. And they give you an iPad so you can experience it in real time, but then also kind of get a debrief at the end of what you've seen. So it's really interactive, but it's also really eco-friendly. The Southwest is not only a wine region, it is also well known for its incredible whale watching in limestone caves. So the chances of seeing a humpback whale in the Southwest there's a 98% chance of seeing a humpback whale. And you don't have to go and take a tour and go and see them up close. You can take the Cape to Cape walk and see them across the horizon. So if you'd rather if your clients are more interested in kind of seeing them from afar, that is possible as well. There is also so much nature in the Southwest. So if you've got clients interested in walking, as you can see in the photos, it's well known for the giant Karri Tree Forest or the Valley of the Giant Treetop Walk. It's also an area really well known for its truffles. So there's a festival known as Truffle Kerfuffle, great name, I know, which is really well known for that area. So then we got Australia's Golden Outback. So that if you were to drive just from Perth to Esperance, that would take 8 hours. Of course, you'd want to stop on the way. So it's technically not 8 hours, but that would be not stopping at all. As you can see in the right-hand photo, this area is really well known for Lucky Bay. And Lucky Bay is where it's got these gorgeous white sands, and you can actually sunbathe with kangaroos. So an incredible kangaroo related experience, which is an incredible experience for adults and children alike. It's also well known for Lake Hillier, which is Pink Lake. It's not the lake I have in the photo I have behind me. That's Hutt Lagoon, but it's still a really stunning experience. You've also got Kalgoorlie and Hayden, which is a historic mining town, and the Anthony Gormley sculptures in the desert on your left. So as you can see, gorgeous red earth in one photo and white sands in the other, a real variety of landscapes. So definitely for the client who's looking for something different, but also not too far away from Perth, so they could even do the journey down to Margaret River and then over to Esperance, Kalgoorlie and Hayden. So then you got the Australia's Coral Coast, which is just absolutely stunning. It's a real jewel in the crown. If you were to drive, not stopping from Perth, it would be 12.5 hours. It's just well known for being an incredible road trip, and that is the Coral Coast Highway. So whether you go Perth to Exmouth or Exmouth to Perth, so you can see the mysterious moonscapes of the Pinnacles, or you can visit Shark Bay and meet the dolphins at Monkey Mia. I think it's also worth noting that it's a wildlife haven. So I'm going to switch on to my next slide. Oh, for some reason it's not there. That's weird. Okay, there was a little slide to do with humpback whales and manta rays. So I'm just going to kind of run through it on this slide. So one thing to bear in mind is that for your clients who are looking for a sustainable trip, in terms of going out into the water and getting up close with the whale sharks, the humpback whales and the manta rays, there is a lot of regulation around being really respectful. So you've got strict government regulations. It's a maximum of 10 people. You can't get more than 3 to 4 meters close, and there's no touching. And for a lot of the operators, they do a lot of work to kind of find out in terms of scientific discovery. So sometimes there are even tours where clients can participate in the scientific discovery, which is really exciting. but there's very much an emphasis on being respectful of the wildlife, and looking after and being, being careful in that respect. Right. And then we've got Australia's northwest. So as you can see from the photos, the Bungle Bungle range is insanely incredible. I always say, if you've got a client who's looking for an adventure, something really different, off the beaten track, there's no better place than Australia's northwest. It also has a lot of history. It's known for its pearling town, its incredible Indian Ocean sunsets, and its Aboriginal experiences. And I think it's worth bearing in mind that Aboriginal culture believes that the land owns the people rather than people owning the land. So the culture strongly believes that if you're kind to Mother Nature, she'll be kind to you. So very much kind of spearheading sustainability. And so if you do have clients going to the Northwest, we really highly encourage you to add an Aboriginal experience to their itinerary, because it contributes to the continuation of the cultural practice, but also, they're really spearheading sustainability and looking after the earth in their tours. As you can see, there's rugged outback scenery, and the Gibb River Road is a 4WD adventure, 4-wheel drive adventure. So if you've got someone who's really looking for something really different, really vibrant, it's great for that. All right, so new product. Because we're short of time, I'm going to skip on to the next one, because I think these two things are probably things you need to know on your radar. Avis and Hertz have offered the one-way rentals. This has now been in place for its 3rd year running, and it basically is looking to encourage people to take the Coral Coast Highway, because the Coral Coast Highway is known for being one of the most incredibly beautiful road trips in Australia. But to travel up and down is a hefty fee. Sorry, it's a lot of time, and a lot of the time people didn't want to do one way because of the hefty fee. So this kind of really addresses that to get people going, either whether it's north up to Exmouth or coming from Exmouth down to Perth. And Hertz has also offered it for 2023 because they know the demand is there, and Avis is offering it for 2022 from the 1st of April to the 31st of October. So you'll see the fees on the slide. Also, the Exmouth Eclipse is happening in 2023, so about just over a year from now. And the Northwest Cape in Exmouth will be the only region on mainland Australia which will have a full solar eclipse. So for any of your clients that are really interested in seeing the eclipse, maybe somewhere different, this is definitely a place to note down. And lastly, we have a Western Australia Roadshow happening in June. We have it happening in Glasgow, Manchester, and London, and you can come and visit us and meet with 20 operators that we're bringing over from Western Australia, and this will help you inspire your clients to create higher value itineraries. It's going to be a lot of speed networking and just meeting and learning more about Western Australia in a really vibrant atmosphere. If you want to attend, you can register now at waroadshow.com. If you can't attend in person, we are thinking of doing a virtual offering. So do feel free to email me. So I'm going to hop on to the next slide. If that is something that you're interested in, a virtual offering, because we're trying to gauge interest at the moment. I'm going to hop on to questions. Angela, you've asked, is there a better time of year to see the humpback whales? There is a better time to see the humpback whales. The actual time, though, I cannot quite remember. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for your details and I'm going to email you that. But there is a better time to see the humpback whales. So I'll get you those details and I'll follow up with you personally. And I think we're just about there. 15 minutes is never enough. If any of you guys have any questions, do feel free to pop them in the chat. But I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. I hope that it's given you at least an understanding of the state. I could talk to you for probably 4 to 5 hours about the state. And I hope you have a good time learning about more of Australia this morning. Thank you so much, guys.